Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. I'm jumping on like a minute early because my iPad is acting weird and I want to see if my video pops up on here. But hello, everybody. My name's Jennifer Cotton. Today is Tuesday, March 4th, 2021. Welcome, welcome. I have been a Stampin' Up demonstrator for 19 years. Hey, Linda. And what that means is I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, home decor pieces, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of awesome tools and accessories. Hey, Jewel, good morning. So I'm, there it is. Okay. I was looking for my video on my iPad. I have a new iPad and it's strange. I can't view my business page on it. When I go to my business page, it shows about this much information, and when I scroll, it will not scroll. But yet, when I go live, it gives me a notification that Jennifer Cotton is live. So anyway, I'm going to have to figure that out. But good morning, everybody. Hey, Robin. Good morning. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Pam. Hey, Linda in Mansfield. Hey, Susan. Good to see everybody. Hey, Mary Ann. I love it. Love seeing you guys here. Hey, Shirley. So I said my name already, Jennifer Cotton, Stampin' Up demonstrator for 19 years. This is my full-time job. So you guys watching my video helps my business. Thank you very much. When you comment and say hi, that helps me. And then when you share the video, where you click that share button and send it to your personal page, your friends, or another group, that all helps my business. So thank you, thank you. Thanks to... Let's see. Hey, Sherry. Thanks to Susan and Shirley for sharing. I thought I saw someone else say that. Marianne, thank you. She says, happy birthday week. Hey, Sue in Ohio. Good to see you. Landa, good morning. Hey, Jennifer in Southwest Michigan. Awesome. Sue shared. Thank you. Hey, Sandy. Awesome. So if you do share the video and you want to get an extra door prize entry, comment that you shared. That will tell me you did that. And like everyone's doing. And what you'll be entered to win for commenting and or sharing is the 3 cards I'm going to make today. And that applies even if you're watching the recording. So make sure you do that. And I'm looking for my pen here so I can make a note on my notes. Hey, Stella. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. Okay, so yesterday was my birthday. Yay! And I wanted to show you all the cards I got in the mail, which I had not checked the mail in several days. When you work at home and your mailbox is across the street, sometimes you don't do that. Now this card I actually got many days ago from Sue. There's a cute little note in there all typed up about enjoying my events and stuff like that. So thank you very much. But look at this cute card with the, now I'm going to blank out on that real name, Sand and Sea Sweet, I believe. So this little insert comes out and it's a pocket on the front. So that's really cute. Thank you, Sue. I got that a while back. I just haven't shown it yet. And then I got all these in the mail yesterday. So this one is from Gail Blair. Thank you, Gail. Really cute birthday card. Gail is a past team member and customer. Thank you very much. And this is what I love about stamping. You meet so many people. This one is from Brenda. Wishing you a very happy birthday, ... because you're awesome. Love you, Brenda. Thank you, Brenda. Isn't that pretty? Look at this. She has oops because it's upside down. So cute. And then this one is from, I have to read. Oh, Robin. Thank you, Robin. I can't remember if Robin's on already this morning. Isn't that pretty? Hand cut out that True Love designer paper. So pretty. Thank you, Robin. This one is from Renee. Yes. Thank you, Renee. Renee always has sent me a birthday card since I met her, basically. And she is in my team, but a lower level. So she's technically not in the team anymore. You know, technically. This one is from Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. Look, I think she was giving me a hint of where we all want to be right now, right? And look at that beautiful coloring she did. So cute. So thank you, Hannah. Love that card. There's even on the envelope some palm tree stamped on there. And then this one I'm showing because she is a past customer and weaver. She is a realtor who sold our house when we moved to where we live now. She sold our old house for us, and she was my customer for a little while there, and I thought this was so cool because she sent a lottery ticket. I didn't win, but that was a pretty cool gift idea. And then this one is from Chris Tremere. So cute. And oh, it's a fancy opening, and she always writes her notes on a sticky note, so I'll peel that off. She does that so that you can reuse the card, and those butterflies, that's the stamp, so she colored that in. The butterfly bouquet, I think it's called. So thank you, Chris. And I wanted to show you the envelope, how fancy her handwriting is. Isn't that cute? Oh, does it? Oops, I might have shown Chris's address there. Show you that. And then last but not least, my mother-in-law. Thank you. It's not handmade, but she has been a customer before. But I still appreciate it. So thank you guys very much. Everybody, I haven't been reading the comments here. Good morning, Cindy. Hey, Della in Jamestown, North Dakota. Hey, thanks for sharing, Cindy. Hello to Pat, and thanks for sharing. And Pam. Good morning. Hey, Linda Harrell. Good morning. Sandy shared. Thank you. Hey, Dana. Hey, Stella. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. Awesome. So thank you guys very much. Thanks for the birthday cards and wishes yesterday. I was very busy yesterday. It was not a day off, so I didn't get to... I still am going to try to, but I didn't get to comment on all the comments on my personal page. Cindy says I have the same birthday as her daughter. That's awesome. Thank you. 3-3. And my best friend growing up's birthday was, well, growing up in high school was 4-4. So we thought that was cool. Anyway, okay. I'm going to show you guys lots of cool stuff from Stampin' Up today. If you want to buy any of it, you can. You can shop through me. I have an online store. Here's a link to it. And that link will take you directly to shop with my monthly online ordering special for March, which is a free class packet to make 4 cards using the Art Gallery bundle. Woohoo! And the 4 cards, you can earn those with a $25 online order using this month's host code, which you'll see when I point the camera down. But the host code is, or what am I trying to say? I don't know what the but was. If it's $25 or more with the host code, you will get the class packet to make the 4 cards. If your online order is $50 or more with the host code, you're going to get the class packet plus a free full accessory. Like this month, they're getting the pastel, or for last month, they're getting the pastel pearls, just for example. And so anyway, any questions on that, just let me know. And if you don't know how to enter an online order or do a host code, let me, I can help you. If your online order is $150 or more at one time, don't use the host code. I'll still give you both gifts, and you will also receive at least $15 in free merchandise from Stampin' Up. So, all right. Good morning, Terry and Debbie. Hello, hello. Thank you, Sue. I started to say happy birthday to Sue. Thank you, Kathy. Good morning. Linda Carver. Good morning. All right. So I do have my 4 classes ready now for this month. I do other stuff, but I do 4 classes every single month: card class, scrapbook class, stamp a stack, and sampler every month. And the registration links are out there. They're ready to go. They can be taken anywhere in the United States. They're offered to go. PDF tutorials are available anywhere in the world. And all the classes, for local customers, you can check out the supplies and take them to your house and stamp at home. You can attend an in-person event, but I still have rules with the mask and washing hands and all that stuff, and limited space and all that. or you can just take it to go and use your own stamps at home. So, let me turn the page here on my notes. I'll never remember all this if I don't. Card class is 4 cards for $15, free with an order of $20 or more. And this month we're using the You Are Amazing stamp set. So it's going to be really cute. I'll be able to use lots of different designer papers on your cards, and we'll use this stamp set, which is in our mini catalog. So that's all you need, that stamp set and some inks to be able to make those cards. The scrapbook class is 3 12x12 pages for $15, free with a minimum $20 order. We're going to make 1 page using Springtime Joy. And I'm going to show you actually that page. Super cute. Love this stamp set. And then we're going to make a 2-page layout using Hey Birthday Chick. So it's going to be a birthday themed page, but with chickens. I'll use the bundle, so I'll use the dies, but we will die cut anything we can for you. And then, like, say we stamp this chicken and die cut it out, you could hand cut if you don't own the dies, but they are available now in the online store. Or you can order them through me, but you just won't see them in the catalog. But they're available till June. So that's what I'm using, but I might also throw in some of these dies, which again will pre-die cut for you, any of those. They're the chick dies that match the Hey Chick stamp set. And this is available now as well. All of these are available individually or as a bundle. So 2 bundles or 4 products. So if you need those item codes or you can't find them in the online store, let me know. I'll just quickly show you the cards I made with these. Well, actually, I guess one's missing. Here's one card I made on my Facebook Live. Oh, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago or something. There's another. And then this is not from the Facebook Live. I don't know where the other one is temporarily. But this is one I copied from Pinterest, I believe. I use that as a card I sent out to some people. But anyway, I think they're going to be super cute pages. Let me show you. This is the page 2 of the Easter page we'll be making. Isn't that cute? And yes, I did save some of this celebration paper for you. Even though you can't buy it anymore, I'll be able to give that to you for your page. We made page 1 last month, which again, I think super cute. And then last month, we also made these 2 pages, which I really like how they turned out personally. With the Dandy, or Garden Wishes, I believe is the name of this stamp set. And to be honest, I was having trouble. I was trying to use the colors and the designer paper that's bundled with Garden Wishes. Not bundled, but it's a suite. And it's more darker colors. It's just different. And I couldn't design anything for spring. What I was making was ugly. It's probably a Jennifer problem. Anyway, so I decided, you know what? Just switch it to what I consider more of a spring color. Pinks and all that. And I really liked how these turned out. So, I do have a packet of this class left over. But anyway, I hope you like those. That was last month's. We'll make 2 different ones with the chick stuff this month. Okay, so that's scrapbook for 3 12x12 pages, and you do get the 12x12 pieces mailed to you if you take that. Okay, Stamp-A-Stack is this month we're going to use, Sampler. Sampler we're going to use, I have to dig back through my thing, Springtime Joy, and we're going to make a really cute spring sampler with this stamp set. So it's going to be adorable. And what is a sampler? It is a 12x12 home decor piece that you can frame. Some people do use these as scrapbook pages or put them in an album, but you can frame it and hang it in your own home. This is the one from last month. Sorry for all my lights there. They also make a great gift for anyone. And you can, what I would recommend is just switching out the 12x12 piece in your frame monthly, bi-monthly, however often you want. And you don't have to have like 500 frames when you take these classes from me. Now the next 2 classes are priced differently. That one is $28. You get $20 in merchandise. So like that one got, I think, a half pack of designer paper, the I'm looking at the sampler in my iPad. I think a half a pack of opal rounds, a roll of linen thread, things like that. Okay, and then you use those to complete your project. By the way, on all my classes, we cut, die cut, punch, emboss, everything we possibly can for you. So, any questions, let me know. It's going to be a spring sampler. It's going to include $20 in merchandise. It's going to be adorable. And it's $28. And then Stamp a Stack is going to be Hydrangea Haven. That is going to be so much fun to make 4 cards with Hydrangea Haven because it's gorgeous. I used this last week in my video so you can see the papers that match and everything. It's, you know, awesome. I'm going to take my sweater off here. And so it's 4 designs, but it's going to be 12 cards for $30 and you get $20 in merchandise. So it's a great deal. Like 12 cards, $30, 20 plus before tax and shipping and merchandise, which means basically the cards are basically free. So for Stamp a Stack and Sampler, I also have a club you can join. And to do that, or when you do that, the prices are exactly the same as if you take it month to month, like, what's that word? A la carte. But if you are in the club for 6 months or more, you get $25, or, I mean, when you hit 6 months, you get $25 in free merchandise from me. So, links to anything I'm talking about today can be gotten through me, or sign up for my email newsletter, which there'll be a link for in the video. I want to show you the 4 Stamp a Stack cards from last month. We did Art Gallery, so these are the 4 cards we made, but they made 3 of each, so it's 12 cards, 4 designs. So that's what that is. Next, I'm having a Butterfly Brilliance game class, so that's basically a bingo class where you get to play bingo for door prizes and make 4 cards with Butterfly Brilliance. This is, I just covered everything up. The class is April 23rd. Register by April 11th for this one. You're going to make 4 cards using the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set, ooh ah, and the dies, which I've shown these many times, but there's a whole nother sheet of detail dies, detail butterflies. And of course, I designed closer to the event, so assuming I can still get, because these are a sneak peek that you can purchase now. Thank you, Susan. These 2 products. They're called Butterfly, the Butterfly Brilliance Bundle, and the dies are Brilliant Wings. But the papers, I'm going to read my dates here. Yeah, these are available till May 3rd or while supplies last. So I will just have to make sure these are not low inventory before I use them in the class. Otherwise, I'll pick something else, but it'll be fine. But this is the Butterfly Bijou paper, which is available now while supplies last. It's gorgeous. You should get it now. And this is the Natural Touch specialty paper, which is also gorgeous. You can see I've been using it now. I've cut mine up because I've made several projects using this stuff. Hint, hint, if you earned my celebration, you're going to get to see these projects I'm talking about. So I've shown this paper previously on other Facebooks, but let me just do a quick, sorry, I never can find my camera, a quick recap. And what's great about these papers is there's 8 sheets of each design, so you can make a lot more cards. Let's see, I've got some scraps here at the back. I'm not sure how to show this, but let me just try. There we go. So I think that was all of them, but I may have used all of one design. That's basically it. So there's flyers. I've emailed about this, and you can just go to my online store and search Butterfly Bouquet or Butterfly Brilliance. right? Yes, Butterfly Brilliance. And you should find these products. The designer paper is called Butterfly Bijou. Such a cute name. And the paper, the other paper is Natural Touch specialty paper. Or you can just ask me for help. So anyway, but the class is April 23rd. Sign up by April 11th. It is going to be on Zoom. So we'll play games on Zoom, and then I will give you stamping tips on Zoom to complete your projects. There'll always be a PDF tutorial, and we cut, die cut, punch, everything we can. You're going to get a bingo card with your fee, some product to use on your projects, and you get to keep the leftovers, at least 4 make and takes. And, oh, I totally forgot about this, but I'm also using the Happy Thoughts stamp set in this class because there's no words in this stamp set. So Happy Thoughts, and I chose that one because it's one that you can easily substitute any words you want. Let me see if I can find it real quick in the catalog. And a lot of you already own that stamp set, so that's a plus. But it's a great generic greeting stamp set. It's on page 28 here. But you can easily substitute other words if you don't have that. So any questions on that class, let me know. It's $34 or $42 with shipping. Okay. Oh, if you took part in my virtual celebration farewell party on Facebook, first of all, thank you. Lots of people were in the group. Lots of people are still joining the group, which you still can join. It's called Jennifer's Celebration Farewell Party. That's the name of the Facebook group. There were specials that ended, of course, February 28th, but I still have specials going on in that group, customer order specials that go through March 7th, which is Sunday. And they give you the opportunity to earn door prize entries. There's a questionnaire you can fill out to enter to win a prize. You can still join the group and do that. There is invite a friend chance to win a prize, and then there's other specials. They're all listed in the group, so feel free to still join that group and let me know if you have any questions. I think I have a QR code here. Nope, that's not it. I don't know where I put the one to join the group. So, but you can also just ask me to invite you, and I may have already invited you, and you can just accept the invitation. Okay, so I'm going to point the camera down now. Before I do that real quick, I want to give you guys another sneak peek of what my team gets to make this month. If they choose, it's an optional purchase for only $10. They get to make these 4 cards. At home, you stamp with your own stamps what we cut, die cut, punch. Actually, I have the packets here from Landa already. She's finished them. But we have like a couple extra. So they will just stamp, color, and assemble, basically, to make those. But we have that every month. There's optional projects that the team can do in our monthly gatherings, which are also optional. So I'm going to point the camera down. Now, I'm trying something different now, which I know a lot of other people already do this in their videos, but I am going to take the camera off the stand and flip it around. I love all the likes. I'm not even sure what they're for, but oh, the make and takes probably. Thank you very much, Marianne. And I know I've missed a lot of comments here too. Let me catch up with them after I turn this down. Anyway, I'm going to take it off the stand. You're going to see my ceiling, I think, for a second, maybe. And then I'm going to reverse it. So, but that will make me be stamping right side up for you guys. So I'm going to flip that down, and now I need to unmirror image. Okay, so I should be good, but now is the fun part where you clip it into your stand and you hope that you don't flip or touch a thing and close Facebook or flip it off the stand and the phone flies across the room. Anyway, let's see how this is going to work. These are my notes for myself here. Okay, I think I did it. Okay, so I wanted to give you a sneak peek of my retreat in a box. So I have my printout here just to remind me what it's all about. This class is designed and ready for us to order our supplies and cut and emboss and die cut for you. So this class is going to use the Sweet Ice Cream Bundle, and you will want the punch if you do this at home. You lost me, Susan. I'm glad you're back, I hope. Thank you, Catherine. This is adorable, first of all, and I am using these today in my video project, Sweet Ice Cream Bundle. This punch can be a party hat as well as an ice cream cone. It can be a banner, and I'm sure it can be a bunch of other stuff, this one. And of course this, well, you're going to see today what I show you anyway. So this is what we're using. So if you purchase this class, you need these 2 items. And I actually have the list of ink pads now. I don't have it here because I haven't written it down yet, but I took a photo of all the ink pads I used. So I'll be able to give anyone that wants that list as well. And then what you do is you take all our pre-cut stuff, we package it very carefully, label it, you know, this is a card, this is the box, this is the sampler, this is the scrapbook page, and you follow the PDF tutorial and you make your projects at home. So I'm giving you a sneak peek here. There is a sampler, there's 2 scrapbook pages, there's 6 cards, there's a box, and it's, in my opinion, I love them. I love how everything turned out. These are like the quickest sneak peeks ever. And I think you should take the class. So the class is, or what else is included with the fee? You get over $50 value in merchandise. You get a bag, an actual bag that has your name on it, printed on the front. You get gifts that we sometimes purchase, but then they'll be hand wrapped or we hand make them, whichever. Of course, all the projects, which is 10 with a PDF tutorial. And then we also offer optional classes that you can add on. Then you can make the projects when you want. It is at your leisure, if you know, just whenever you want. We cut, die cut, punch, everything possible. But you can register only for one of the classes, only for 2 of the classes, or only for maybe retreat in one class or retreat in the other class. It's mix and match any way you want. So when you register, you fill out your name, email, address. Then it's like, what do you want? Place a 1 next to the items you want here. So it's a la carte. Now, the optional classes are each, well, the retreat is $99. That includes over 50 in merchandise, everything else I named, and shipping. There is an $84 price if you don't need shipping. You want to pick it up from me. And then the classes are $45 each. They each include over $35 in merchandise. So my class is going to be with the Prettiest Birthday Bundle, which, and it's a Stamp-A-Stack, sorry, I should say that, but it's a different type of Stamp-A-Stack. It's 20 cards, and I am doing 5 designs, and you'll make 4 of each. So you're going to make 20 cards, but 5 designs using this stamp set and these dies. These are called, this is Prettiest Birthday, these are called Pretty Birthday dies. They're pretty amazing as well. So there's that. And then April's class is the Butterfly Brilliance, which I just showed you those products. She's going to use all the brand new stuff, give you over 35 in merchandise, and you're going to make, I have to read it every time, 2 quick and easy mini albums, 2 cards, and 2 mini paper pumpkin boxes. So any questions on that, let me know. I can send you the link to register. Like I said, oh, and the shipping thing, it is, sorry. So if you purchase the Retreat in a Box with shipping, and then you add on a class, there's no extra shipping. Get the words out, Jennifer. Okay. I also want to tell you about the upcoming, and while I talk here, I wanted to turn the camera down for that, but now, like, I feel funny just talking to you without stamping, unless my face is on. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to display here are retiring in colors. Sorry. Well, what do I want to talk about? Virtual new catalog kickoff is coming. Our new catalog comes out in May. So my virtual online new catalog kickoff will be May 14th, which is a Friday. It might get changed to Saturday, but that will be finalized before I send out the registration link. So just keep watching for that. But if you attended my online celebration event, if you paid for that and took it, then you know how this event is going to work. And it is, I stamp all the projects along with you. So it's a few hours, 3 or 4 hours. Of course, you do not have to attend in person. You can watch the recording. You can just use the PDF tutorial and don't even watch the videos. But there is that option to basically stamp along with me and watch those videos and be able to ask questions. So we do it on Zoom and also stream it to a Facebook group. It's May 14th and all the details will be coming. So that's just kind of a save the date thing. Stampin' Up Specials, I've already told you about Butterfly Bouquet and Hey Chick promotions. As a reminder, the Hey Chick stuff is not in a catalog, except the only thing that is the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set, which is $21. But the Birthday Chick dies, there is a bundle for $43, or they are on my online store for $27. And then the Hey Chick stamp set is $17. Chick dies are $32. And the bundle is $44. So all of that is in the online store. And those will be available all till the end of June. The Butterfly Bouquet products, there are a few different names within this suite. Anyway, these products, the stamp set and dies, will be available until the new catalog comes out. So you're good on that. I mean, I would get them now because they're gorgeous, but the papers, remember, are while supplies last or only until May 3rd, whichever comes first. So any questions on that, let me know. They're in the online store now. And then I want to talk about the retiring stuff that's about to come out. So the date is March 24th is the date that Stampin' Up is releasing the list. We already know these 5 colors will be on the list. Terracotta Tile, Rococo Rose, Pretty Peacock, Seaside Spray, and Purple Posy. So any product we carry in these colors is retiring because these are in colors that only stay around for 2 years, and they've been around for 2 years. Of course, it's very sad. I don't think anybody doesn't love Pretty Peacock. And then for me, Rococo Rose is second, and then Seaside Spray. And probably Purple Posy is amazing, and I'm actually using that color today. Maybe the only reason it's not higher on the list is because we had that issue with the ink pad, and you can't get an ink pad in that color. But there is a fix, which I'm actually doing today on my project with Highland Heather. And it basically is like Purple Posy. So you can still get cardstock, Stampin' Blends, and other products, ribbon, and things like that in Purple Posy. So the long story short is you want to get all these products. You want to get your ink refills, your ink pads, your cardstock, your markers, your accessories, and designer papers before they retire, but more importantly, before that list comes out and they are while supplies last. So March 24th, everything that's on the list is while supplies last, and I am referring to our big annual catalog. So it won't just be a list of ink pads, it's going to be a ton of stamp sets because they have to make room for the new catalog. And we don't know what these stamp sets are yet. It's going to be a ton of, we don't think any colors are retiring besides the in colors, but it's going to be a ton of accessories. Again, we don't know. Historically, every designer paper retires. Historically. I would think maybe if something carries over, this is just a guess, maybe this In Good Taste would carry over, but we don't have a clue. Also, historically, a lot of the accessories retire, like this stuff. It's unpredictable. Usually, Memories and More retire. Things like these, like Flowers for Every Season, Memories and More cards and envelopes. Well, that matches this. If this retires, that'll probably retire. I could be wrong. But these kind of accessories, a lot of them will retire to make room for new stuff. So, my moral of the story is, if you really, really like something in this catalog, you should get it before the list comes out while you are still guaranteed to get it. Okay, so I'm gonna miss these colors very much when they're gone, especially those ones I just talked about. Okay, so I wanted to tell you about that. And then Paper Pumpkin. This Paper Pumpkin is our monthly craft kit in the mail. If you're new to Stampin' Up, hello everybody. Oh, Carol, by the way, asked if I believe you're asking if Butterfly Brilliance, I don't know where I put the stamp, so I'll just bring this back over. I believe Carol is asking if these are carrying over, and yes, this stamp set and these dies will be in the new annual catalog in May. So, to answer that question for Carol, hey Elizabeth, good morning. Don't forget to say hi as you guys come on, even if you're coming on late or watching the recording, because you still can get entered to win the drawing. Okay, so Paper Pumpkin is our monthly craft kit in the mail. This is the one from February. It's too late to get it, but they always have a stamp set. They always have an ink pad, and then whatever you need to make the projects. This one, I love this one in particular because these are stickers that you just peel and stick onto your cards. There's some embellishments there. There's elements, I should say. Here's the embellishments. There's some sequins and twine. You always, if it's cards, you always get envelopes. You always get adhesive. There's Stampin' Dimensionals. And then, of course, for this one, there's card bases. What is this? Oh, more elements. Now, these are not stickers. That's normal. They're usually not stickers. They just pop out, and you attach them on with the dimensionals. There's some vellum pieces there. Now, the card bases. This is usually where you stamp your greetings. There's a piece of cardboard in there. Oh, glue dots. Normally we get those. And then the instructions. They also do a little quick video instruction as well. It's not like my videos, but it's a fast motion video of them putting them together. So, these are great gifts for anyone. Children, relatives, people who are bored, people who are in, assisted livings and nursing homes, people you don't know what else to get for them, etc. And they're great gifts for yourself because you're getting a value. It's only $22. You get the stamp set and the ink and then all the other stuff. So, great value. And so, the one for March, which you have until March 10th to sign up for, is going to be adventurous. There's going to be mountains and trees and sunsets and all that stuff. It's going to have a cool yellow pretty box, and there's going to be 4 free stencils and a sponge inside there. That's pretty cool. Those are bonus in addition to the normal stuff. And hold on, I'll put that on top of my retreat samples. So it says it's going to contain enough supplies to create 8 cards and coordinating envelopes, includes the free stencils and sponge, and comes in a collectible box. It's going to commemorate every milestone at any season of life with this versatile stamp set. 3 cheers for mountain air, a sky filled with sunshine, and finding joy in life's journey. Adventure awaits in this month's majestic mountain-themed kit. So, that's the little promo that Stampin' Up! Has typed up for us. So, how you can get that kit is you can go to my online store and purchase it for 1 month only, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. Or you can subscribe, which is even less expensive. It's only $22 plus tax only. It includes shipping when you subscribe. You can cancel at any time. And I'm just going to lay all this here, I think. Yeah, because I need it all. You can cancel at any time. What am I trying to say? And then you'll just get it every month. You can also put it on hold at any time as well. Okay, so I brought over my supplies for my first card. We, again, are using Sweet Ice Cream Bundle for my 3 projects today. Say hi and share the video to be entered into our drawing, or my drawing, to win the 3 cards from today. Even if you're watching replay. Carol says that's great news. I'm glad you're glad that those butterfly things will still be available in May, which means they'll be available for a full year after that, which is awesome. And oh, I wanted to say the supply list and measurements for these cards, even though I tell them in the video, will be listed on my blog post later today. Okay, so now I can start. In addition, of course, this is a suite of products in our mini catalog. And of course, you can always mix and match sweets. You do not have to stick to what is on the page. And I do that a lot. But let me show you. There is the bundle, of course, which those items are sold individually. There's the punch for $18, the stamp set for $17, or the bundle for $31.50. And then there's this Blackberry Bliss striped ribbon, and I'm going to use that today so you'll see it. It's not really striped, but it just has threads going through it. And number 3, the Sweet Ice Cream Sprinkles, only $6, and then the Ice Cream Corner designer paper. So technically you can purchase the entire suite for $56. It's a great deal. And that includes the bundle pricing on that, or everything sold individually. This ribbon is on back order currently, but back order is not the end of the world, because that means you can still order it. And then when it comes in, they'll ship it to you. And it's only back ordered until March 15th currently. So not too bad. Okay, the first card I'm making today is one that even beginners can make with a few products or supplies. Because I don't use any die cutting. I'm just using these products here, my paper trimmer, and ink, basically. And I'm going to use rhinestones, but that can be an optional add-on. So, when you make a card, you take 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and you cut it in half. You'll get 2 cards out of 1 piece of paper. They'll fit into our Stampin' Up's medium envelopes. Measuring's easy. It's economical. Saves you money because you get 2 out of 1. And all that stuff. So I'm using Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to bring my paper trimmer over because I'm doing my old standard of a fun fold card. This is the easiest, in my opinion, fun fold card. So on our paper trimmer, there's a cutting blade, which is the darker one, and a scoring blade. And I'm about to score. And when I do this with white cardstock, I do not use my scoring blade, but colored paper it's thicker and it has more fibers in it, so it can crinkle up worse when you fold it just with your bone folder. So I want to score this in half at 4 1/4, and then I want to come back and score the front part in half at 2 1/8. And why 2 1/8? Because that is half of 4 1/4. So basically, if this were white paper, I wouldn't have done that step. And I would grab my bone folder, and I would fold it in half, and then I would just fold the front back, match it up to the end here, and fold that. So hopefully that makes sense as far as if you're using a lighter color paper that's not as thick. And that's the fold. Super easy. You guys have seen me do it a million times. Then I have a piece of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4 to go inside my card. Then I have, oh, I meant to show this already. I have a piece of this gorgeous what is it called? Ice Cream Corner Designer Series paper. And this is the pack that I used to create all my samples for the retreat project. So you'll see it's very used up. But let me just show you these designs real quick. So colorful, summery, fun. Yeah, just bright and fun colors. Of course, all our designer paper is double-sided. You get 12 sheets. There's this 12 by 12. You get 12 sheets in a pack. This one's $11.50. And you can choose which side you want to use. So I have a piece of that paper to go on this strip here. So on all of my layers, I think today on all of them, they're a 1/4 inch larger or smaller. So this was a 1/4 inch smaller than this piece, and this one is a 1/4 inch smaller on both sides, which makes it 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. Then I have a piece of Purple Posy. This is that color that I told you probably would be higher on my list if the ink pad was available. Anyway, that's Purple Posy, and it is 2 1/2 by 3 1/4, and then a piece of white, basic white, to go on top of it, so 2 1/4 by 3. And then I have scraps here of the designer paper, which I'm going to use on my card. And I also punched out the ice cream cone top, the ice cream part, with a sticky note, so that I'm going to use here. So I think, yeah, let me do this part first. So what I have these here for, and I have this here as a backup, my light cinnamon cider Stampin' Blend, is to get an ice cream out of these. So I'm using this side that looks like an ice cream cone, and I'm specifically looking to see that I'm punching near the edge so I have no waste on this designer paper. And then because I know these little pieces are going to fly out at me, I'm going to hold it upside down and squeeze so that the trash is on the table instead of on me or lost inside the punch. So there's my ice cream cone. And then from this piece, I want a Purple Posy what's the word? Ice cream. So I'm going to this is just a scrap I had. It's not, I didn't cut it for this. Now, if I didn't want to waste that, I could cut this off with my scissors right here, or paper trimmer, whatever, and not waste this part, but I'm just going to go for it right now. I can use this later as a party hat or a banner, this one here. So I'm just going to save that in my packet of designer paper. But this is what I was after, some ice cream, but it's got the different variations of color there. So now that I have those, I can do my stamping on these two pieces. And let me show you real quick what this is for. I learned this tip from Landa. Scoop. Thank you, Linda. A scoop of ice cream. Yes. So this is light cinnamon cider, and this color is cinnamon cider. And if you can see there, when you punch this, it tends to leave a white edge for some reason. Like, not all designer papers do that. It's kind of random. So just fill it in with your Stampin' Blend. It could work with a regular marker too. And just a very quick, light, covering of that. So that's a tip. Thank you, Landa. And then for, this is the inside of the card. I'm going to stamp I'm actually using a lot of stamps on this card. Let me grab a piece of scratch paper. For some reason, I always forget to grab that for these videos. But I'm going to be going off the edges here, so I want to use this. Oh, and I want to put all my stamps on it. I always place my stamps face down when I'm working like this instead of this way, unless it's straight on a table. But this, to me, you can see much faster and easier the image you're looking for, and if it's right side up and all that stuff. So there's all the stamps. They're all from this one stamp set. I'm not using any other stamps today, so keep that in mind. Very versatile stamp set. The words will be perfect with any other stamps as well. And then the colors I'm using on this card are Cinnamon Cider, Highland Heather, and Blackberry Bliss. So what I want to do first is in Highland Heather, I'm going to make that purple posy color. And all you do is ink up your stamp in Highland Heather. Trying to see if that's on the screen. And then you stamp it on scratch paper fully, not just like a quick touch. And then I just want this on the little edge here of this cardstock. That is purple posy. Isn't that brilliant? There's Highland Heather. It is darker for sure, even though it's a very light color. So there's that. And then I have this piece here as a mask. So I punched it out from a sticky note where the sticky part is right here at the edge. You can see that I've used it already because that ink. But what I learned with this is you don't want to cover the image 100% with this particular one. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's some of that purple posy peeking out under all three of these parts of the scoop. And that's just because it didn't work if I did it the other way. It left a white line. And then I'm going to stamp the ice cream, the cone part. And for this, I've used Cinnamon Cider on all my cards today because that's the color that comes in the designer paper. So you could do crumb cake and soft suede and other colors. But I have only been using Cinnamon Cider on all the cards I've been making with this. That's what I used in the retreat as well. I'm going to grab just to show you real quick. Make sure if you don't have a very firm surface like I do, firm and smooth, that you put something under when you're stamping. I recommend the Stampin' Pierce mat from Stampin' Up. But it just needs to be something, like these are, it's foam, but it's very dense. It's hard. And so it's a great stamping surface, especially for photo polymer stamps. They just, especially solid ones like this, will not give you a clear image if your table is flexible, plastic, uneven, etc. So what I want to do, oh, and the reason I wanted to say that is if you stamp off like this, you want to stamp off on that smooth surface as well. So my surface is smooth. I'm going to stamp off and then stamp on, and I'm making sure, I don't know if you can see it in the video, that I stamped onto the sticky note. Then when you peel this off, it's perfect. So cute. And it kind of looks like when you use the punches, which you'll see when I put the card together. And then next, I'm going to add sprinkles on top. And I'm going to add sprinkles to my punched piece and my stamped piece. I'm using Blackberry Bliss and the dots. There is another sprinkle that I'll be using on another card later. So just ink it up very gently. Don't press too hard on your ink pad or you're going to have ink everywhere instead of right where you need it on the stamp. And it pushes the ink off your stamp if you press too hard. So there's those. Cute, 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 huh? Ooh, ah, Catherine, I love it. Catherine knows how to handle an online class. You have to give the host, I guess, cheering. Okay, so I'm putting my mask back on because I forgot to add the detail part of the cone. I think it's pretty cool that they have this separate stamp to add the detail. And I'm going to use cinnamon cider, and that's why I stamped it off, so it would be lighter, and then this will be darker. That's a little better. And then last but not least, my greeting is going to go on this small white piece. And it, oh, not last but not least, these two greetings I need to stamp. But the you're so cool is going to go right on this basic white piece, the smaller one, down in the bottom right hand corner. And try to stamp it straight. Good thing it's photopolymer, and that's in Blackberry Bliss. The ice cream cone I stamped in the bottom right hand corner as well. And then I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday right in the middle of the bottom and over the ice cream cone in Blackberry Bliss. I want to be able to see that it's basically straight there. There we go. So now I have all my pieces and I can put this card together. Like I said, this is a great card for a beginner because they're all basic supplies. And of course you can just change the ink colors and all that stuff as well. Okay, so I'm going to grab adhesive, my Stampin' Seal. Still haven't found that lid I lost. And you don't have to cover, especially with Stampin' Seal, you do not have to cover the entire piece of cardstock with adhesive unless it's something really bulky or different. So that goes on the inside. The designer paper goes on the front. And with these, especially with this kind of designer paper where the pattern is just all mixed up, you want to look and see what I want at the top and what I want at the bottom, because it's going to be different for every card. Then You're So Cool is going to go on the purple posy. And then this ice cream cone is going to go on here. So I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet real quick. This can just help you keep from getting excess adhesive on your scratch paper or your table because nothing sticks to it. So I placed adhesive at the bottom of the ice cream cone, at the bottom of the scoop, so that I can place that on top of the ice cream cone. And like I said, that's how you get that look with the stamp, the same look. But then I'm going to place Stampin' Dimensionals on this piece. I'll use my minis. If I can get them out of their little container here. I'm going to place 3. I always like to place one over where I have paper attached to each other, where it overlaps both of them. So I've got top, middle, and bottom there. And this will just kind of be at a little angle here. I did play around on this card with stamping a background on here on this white part, but what I was doing wasn't working. So, and then I will add some rhinestones. These are just the basic rhinestones. Yes, Janet, every single stamp I'm using today comes in this one stamp set. There's Happy Birthday, Thank You, with sprinkles on top. You're So Cool, You Melt My Heart, Hope It's Sweet, and Treat Yourself. Really versatile, I think. I'll use my Take Your Pick tool, the pointy end. There's a paddle end as well. There's also a putty end, which some people use that for this. And I'm using 1 large and then 2 of the medium rhinestones on this card, just to add some bling. And by the way, I'm using the same products I used in the Retreat in a Box. And to be honest, I finished that and then moved the samples away, and then I left all the same supplies laying there and created these cards. So now I want to place this on the front of the card, and obviously I only want adhesive on the left half. So what I like to do is flip this over, not turn it like this, because then my adhesive would be on the wrong side, but I flip it top to bottom, and I position it where I want it, and then I can see, I can visualize better where my halfway mark is. And I'm going to use 6 dimensionals. Why not? I can't remember what I did on the last one, but so to balance it out there. So then I'll just peel the backings off. That one came off when I placed it on. So hopefully that makes sense. If you were using tape runner and you didn't want it popped up, you could still do that same trick where you flip it upside down. And that's how it opens. There's the first card. Lori, thank you. I do not feel creative like I am a creative person. You can, I mean, a tip, which Lori is very creative, so thank you, Sue. Lori doesn't need creative tips from me, and probably half of you don't. But for me, looking at Pinterest a lot, at the specific, you know, stamp set I'm using or whatever, but then getting off of Pinterest and making my own stuff, that helps me, because it's like I'm not copying exactly, but I got all this inspiration right before I made these projects. Hopefully that makes sense. So there's our first card. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Tammy. Thanks, Sandy. Yes, Janet, it's definitely a great stamp set. It was like one of the first ones. I was like, that's gonna be so cute. Of course, when we had our little convention with Stampin' Up for this new catalog, this was one of the ones they demonstrated. You know, they can't demonstrate all of them, but they did a demonstration with this stamp set, so that helped get me excited about it. So I have on this one a basic white card base, and then my 4 by 5 1/4 is Old Olive, and then I have a couple of scraps of basic white and a piece of the designer paper. I'll give you that measurement in a moment. The Old Olive cardstock has been embossed with the Painted Texture embossing folder. And this one is, it looks like a painted wall. But when you put it with an ice cream stamp set, it looks like when you go to like Marble Slab or whatever kind of ice cream store you have near you, where they use the stone countertop and the 2 spoons, right? It looks like ice cream like that, or like in the display case at the store. So I got that idea from Pinterest, of course, but another use for Painted Texture. It looks like ice cream also. Oh yeah, so I think those are all my pieces, and showed you the embossing folder. I'm also going to use the Stitched So Sweetly dies. These are from the annual catalog, and they're kind of a great basic tool to have in your supplies because they work with pretty much everything. So they look like that. There's all these rectangles, and then there's these shapes as well. I'm using, I think, yes, the second largest rectangle. It's a scalloped stitched rectangle. And I did pre-cut that, but I'm going to go ahead and cut one real quick for you, just for, in case anyone doesn't know how to use a die cutting machine. I think I'm using rhinestones. Yeah, I'm using rhinestones on all of these cards. And then I'm also using this ribbon. It's the metallic edge ribbon, the silver metallic edge, which is a white ribbon. I think I have a scrap here that's long enough to do what I need for this card. This is a brand new roll, so we'll see if that's long enough, or if I have to open the new one. I'm going to grab my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. With this piece, I just put it in the folder, closed it, and ran it through the big machine, very similar to what I'm about to do now, just with different combination of plates. But every plate you need comes with the big machine or the small machine. You don't have to purchase anything extra to be able to use anything Stampin' Up sells right away. But the mini one fits better on the screen if it works for the project, which this is small enough, 3.5 inches or less. I do have a brand new top plate because my old one was getting very cracked. So I bought a new one. Or it comes with two, but I just use the same one on bottom because it's just cutting, not getting cut on. And so you put the die on top of the paper, you put it between the two plates, and you run it through the machine one time. So simple. This machine is $60, and the big one that fits everything we carry is $120. And that's it. And hopefully you can see the stitching and the scallop. So pretty. I don't know where I put these. Oh, like I lost the dies already. Okay, so that's that one, and then this is a scrap I'm going to stamp on. So let me get my card base out of the way. This is the normal, just fold it in half and actually do the folding with the bone folder. The creases will be very wrinkled if you use your finger first to fold and then do the bone folder. But on the inside, it's basically not wrinkled at all if you only use the bone folder. And this is going to go on top. The designer paper, the reason it is the size it is because I had, again, all these scraps laying around, and I didn't really know where I was going with this card. This is 2.5 by 4. So I had cut this out and like stamped some stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I would literally just threw this down on this piece. And I was like, maybe it just looks fine like that. And it ended up looking fine like that. So I used a scrap for the first card that happened to be this size, and I didn't trim it down or anything. So sometimes, I mean, you definitely want to use your scraps, and sometimes that's a way that you can use them and it works out. Obviously it could have been trimmed down. I was trying to do something where I had a piece a little bit skinnier than this going down here, and it didn't look good. So anyway, okay, so on my scrap, let me grab this again so I can bring all these stamps over here. On my scrap, I'm stamping the Popsicle, which is one of the coolest images Stampin' Up has ever created, I think. Because it's so detailed and it just looks so cool. So this would be like an artisan Popsicle. I think you would buy it like an artisan store to get this variation of colors and flavors. I'm going to use Old Olive and Bermuda Bay, which are the colors in this paper, which is why I chose Old Olive for this piece, because that's Old Olive. But this looks great in purples, pinks, and literally any colors you want to use it in. So and there is a specific way to stamp this, so that's what I'm about to show you. So for the bottom piece, I'm using Old Olive ink. This is the bottom of the Popsicle, and I need 2 of them. So I'm going to stamp, and you don't want to stamp too close to the bottom of your paper because you need the stick on the Popsicle as well. I'm going to go a little bit more to the middle. That might have been a little too high because there's a top of the Popsicle. It's better. Yeah, maybe. It's probably the same. Anyway, I want 2 of these. So the bottom for this one is Old Olive. It's not tricky, but what you have to learn the first time you use this is that the top, basically this lowest point on the right lines up with the lowest point here on the right of the first stamped image. So I'm using Bermuda Bay for the top, and it is just a visual. So again, don't know how well you can see that because of the distance here, but that bottom right part is aligned with the bottom right part of the first image. And then you get those where the colors overlap, so basically you get 3 colors. So cool. There you go. It's pretty easy once you figure out that they have to match up on the right hand side. Most people were stamping it at first. I mean, most people in my class, I don't know about the rest of the world, were doing it more like this, which I guess you could do to extend it, but it was way too tall, at least for what we were doing in my class. Okay, and then for the stick, I just, again, my reason is more to just not have to use 500 different colors of ink pads. I use cinnamon cider, and there's 2 stamps to create the stick, the solid part, and then like the detail, the grains, wood grain. There actually is a 3rd stamp that you can, which I am using in the retreat. I don't think I'm using today. That gives you an outline so that when you make a single stick, I'm trying to remember what anyway, I made a different ice cream, and so I made a single stick. So you stamp that and then stamp this inside it. Anyway, it's not necessary for this piece. It's actually too tall. So cinnamon cider ink, stamp off on scratch paper. I need to pull this, get my head where I can see. And I've been stamping it a little bit into the popsicle just so that I don't have a gap. You can't even tell, but it's a little bit higher. Stamp off. And then the detail part. And I don't have a clue if if it should be this direction or this direction. I doubt it matters. There's my 2 popsicles. Aren't they cute? The small machine is on your wish list, Lori. Awesome. So I'm going to hand cut these out. There is only the punch for the 1 style of ice cream and no dies for this. So only the punch for the one with the V-shaped cone instead of like a traditional, or I don't know if it's traditional, but the other kind of cone, like what I think of as Dairy Queen, which was my first job, FYI. Yes, I know how to make cones and dip cones and sundaes and blizzards and shakes. I used to make my own shake when I worked there for me. They had the Oreo blizzard, but I would make an Oreo shake. It was so good because I could just drink it. It wasn't thick at all. Anyway, that was not a planned topic there. So I'm just making my long cuts. Try to cut as long as you can before opening the scissors back up, and try to, when it's time to, try to turn the paper instead of turning the scissors. So I use my other hand to turn the paper. All of this is to get smoother cuts on your image. I'm leaving a little white border, and this is going on a piece of white cardstock, so that kind of fades away when you do that. I do like a nice piece where you can just cut straight for a while, but you don't always get that. Okay, so there's my 2 popsicles. And then on this piece, the scallop die cut piece, I'm stamping, the greeting on this one is "You Melt My Heart." And then, so I'm using Bermuda Bay, bottom right hand corner. And then I'm going to, for position or for measurement, because I want to stamp one more image on here, I'm just going to kind of place the popsicles where they're going to be on the card, but not glue them down yet, because I don't glue stuff down, because if I totally mess this up, I can cut another one and I don't have to start completely from scratch and make these again. But they have this like drip which at first I was like, what is that for? Is it a candle? Which it could be totally a flame. There's no candles in this set, although maybe you could turn something into a candle. Anyway, then I saw it on Pinterest that it's like dripping the ice cream, right? So you melt my heart. So we're just gonna put a couple of drops here. Isn't that cute? So another image in this stamp set that's like got so many options of different ways to use it besides that right there. Okay, and this really, well, I mean, this could be you can make almost all cards a beginner card by just not embossing, maybe stamp a background instead, and not die cutting, cut a rectangle instead. So it could easily be converted into a beginner card. So for this one, I want to attach the designer paper, and then before I attach this piece, I want to tie this ribbon around. And on all of my projects, from the Retreat in a Box and these, I thought about coloring this ribbon with Stampin' Blends, but then I just decided pretty much on every project that it actually looked good white, like it was fine. So I'm gonna tie a bow here. So I've got, with one hand, I make the plus sign. You do not need two hands to hold that down unless you have, you know, a disability with that. And then I'm gonna take the reverse tweezers, which are not from Stampin' Up. We don't sell these, but craft stores and Amazon do. And pinch that, and now my both hands are free to tie the bow or the knot. And then I'm gonna flip my project upside down to tie the bow so that the bow will be right side up on my card or my project. It's just a regular bow, obviously, since I did a knot. And now I can pull these tweezers out and finish. Since I tied it the way I did, I don't think there's a way to do that as a bunny ear bow. And then I'll trim these ends off. That scrap of ribbon I have just magically was the perfect length for a bow. This is actually, I ordered this to make some of my retreat gifts with. I need a bunch of that ribbon for the gifts. Not that this would have ruined me if I used it, but anyway, that's what it's for. Okay, so I'm going to attach one of my ice cream cones flat, the bottom one. I mean, popsicles. Something like that. And then Minnie Dimensionals for the other. I keep peeling off only the top. I think I'll just do 3 here, a little triangle. Oh my goodness. The backing flew across. Okay, and then Minnie Dimensionals for the scalloped rectangle. I'll use 5. If you're new to my videos, you can use more if you want, and you can use big ones if you want, but I like the mini, and I like, I mean, I just don't like to use a ton, because I think it looks fine. So this will go on at an angle over here. Rhinestones are going to be, I'm just going to add a small, medium, and large. Marianne said, you learned something new. No surprise. Oh, you learned me something new. I thought you meant like, because I said I learned it from looking at Pinterest. Yeah, and it was like, I may not, sometimes I don't even notice there's images in a stamp set. So, I don't know. If I hadn't noticed it, I probably never would have figured that out, is my point there. So, small, medium, large, just sprinkle them around for, you know, extra bonus interest, etc. And then I'll use my Stampin' Seal on the back, and that's it. Now, the other card I have here that I'm copying from myself is, these are just, I guess I did it different. Huh. Anyway, this one's high and this one's low versus that. That wasn't on purpose. That was just how it turned out. Thank you, Carrie. Thanks, Sue. Linda said her first job was in an ice cream parlor in her hometown. And so was Carol. I love it. My, that Dairy Queen job was crazy. The owners were not in a bad way, but they were crazy. It was crazy. And I remember that Dairy Queen like smock I had to wear. Ugh. Which it totally smelled like Dairy Queen all the time. So, which meant basically my whole house did. Okay, I have one more card to do, and then I will also be, I have several samples to show you guys using this stuff. So this time my card base is Purple Posy. Don't forget it's retiring. Get it while you can. And then 4 by 5 1/4 of the designer paper. I'm using the Blackberry, Bliss, and Purple Posy stripes. Then 3 3/4 by 5 of the designer paper. It's the back side of the one that looks like a cone, which that back side is ice cream cones with splatter. So pretty. I have a scrap of basic white, and then I have a piece of basic white where I've pre-die cut. And I already showed you how to do that from the Stitched Shapes framelits. I believe it's the second to the largest circle, but this one has circles, ovals, and squares. 12 total, 4 of each, 4 circles, ovals, and squares. And the stitching. So these are another like kind of a must-have, and they coordinate with several other dies that we have, so they're great. The stamps I'm using, I have to bring some stamps from the other cards that I've already used today. So I'm using Treat Yourself. Love that one. That goes great to me. If you're making a gift card, you can use that because it doesn't have to be food. We're using the other sprinkles that are like the long skinny ones. I don't know if they have their own name. The cone again, and the scoop again. Thank you guys for giving me the correct name on that. I think that's it. And I'm going to do the masking technique again. So I don't need to go over that in full detail. I'll just do it. But this card's actually pretty simple too. I guess they're all kind of simple today. I think the only one I need to clean is the scoop. Doesn't appear to have ink on it, but just in case, I'll use my chamois. Okay, because I'm doing a different color there. Let me get this card base out of my way. I saved this one for last because it looks the most involved, or whatever. I don't know if involved is the word, but actually now that I'm looking at it, it's pretty simple. So, and we do have circle punches, by the way, if you, what's the word I'm looking for? If you don't have a die cut. Okay, pool party for my ice cream here, my scoop. We didn't do scoops at, Dairy Queen. It's just out of that machine. That's just going to go up here to the top right of the circle. And then the mask. And then the cone, just like before. So cinnamon cider, which is a current in color, not retiring, but just FYI, it's a current in color. Stamp off, stamp on. Oops, that came off with the stamp. There's a little bit of white showing there. I was a little bit off apparently. That's okay. And then I'll add the detail image. And then for my sprinkles, I want Blackberry Bliss. Long sprinkles are called jimmies. Okay, Diana, now I learned something new. I've never heard that before that I remember. Jimmies. And I thought about this later, that obviously you could clean your stamp and put different, like multiple color sprinkles on your ice creams. So that's an option. I didn't do it on any of my samples so far with this stamp set. Okay, and then last but not least, on stamping, my greeting is going to say treat yourself. And I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss. So I have this scrap of basic white. So a lot of times when we're cutting for projects, we have a 1/2 inch scrap left over and a 1 inch scrap left over. And you'll find this if you're not a card maker yet. The more you make cards, you'll find it. So I figured out that I wanted this piece to be 1 inch, and I want to make a banner on the right hand side. So I'm going to stamp this over to the left of this scrap. I'm at a weird angle here, so if it's not in the right position, oh, it's fine. So I stamped it to the left because I want to make a banner on the right, but I'm just using this scrap. And then I'm just going to snip it off because I'll then cut the banner. And if you see my videos before, you've seen me hand cut banners a bunch where I go straight in and then left and right with the scissors. But today I'm going to copy my friend Alejandra. She does this all the time with our tailored tag punch, which makes a great shape of an image. But she uses it for banners all the time, and it works for almost any width of paper up to this wide, which is probably like 2 inches. You just hold your paper in one hand, you put it in from the top here. I place it into where I see the image, and then I back it back out. And then you're just trying to visually have equal space on both sides. I have to do it more directly in front of my face. And so that's another way you can get that banner look. Just use that punch. Tailored tag punch. Oh, I forgot I need a piece of this ribbon for this card. Just a little bitty piece. This white ribbon. I didn't want to have to open it on camera because y'all know how getting these little plastic things off are so much fun. I have different techniques for different ribbons as far as how I get that plastic off of there. Sometimes the scissors work and sometimes they don't. Okay, so I need a little piece of that. And then I'm also using the Blackberry Bliss striped ribbon, which, don't forget, you can still order it, but it's back ordered until March 15th. That means you can order it and it'll come to you once the stock comes back in. Okay, for this one, I just want a little piece to go under the greeting. So I'm cutting it at an angle there, and then just cut this off. I just use the paper to measure. So that's for that. That's all I need. And then I'll do that in a minute. So I'm going to place adhesive at the bottom of the greeting, which silicone sheet again, because I want it at the very edge of the bottom, so part of it's going to hang, part of my adhesive hung off the bottom. And then just place that down on the ribbon, so something like that. And then for the ice cream cone, I want to do the thing, let me show you how some people do this. They put their ribbon, it's too much, put their ribbon back and forth, and then they would cut it off here. Okay, so let me see how much ribbon that is. See if my theory is even true. That's about 10 1/4 inches of ribbon. So for the same look, I just, from the front, I get the look I want, and then I turn it over and I trim right there. And then I cut a second piece the same length. So that is 3 3/4. Oh gosh. So it's 7.5 inches, I think. 3 3/4 times 2. It's about 7.5 inches versus, oh, what was it? 10 inches or something. And you'll get the same exact look. So that's what I do. And then I'll show you how. So I know I want the ribbon up here by the ice cream cone. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of the piece, the circle or whatever it is. And then sometimes I do this on the project and sometimes I do it in the air like this. It doesn't really matter. But fold your ribbon so that it looks like you want and stick it to that. And then if it's not positioned where you want or whatever, pop it back up and stick it on again. And then I'll secure that with dimensionals. And then I try to use, you know, my line of sight there, that if this were attached that other way, sticking, it would come out right here. So same thing. And then I usually try to kind of make it opposite so that the loose end is on the opposite side on the bottom. Eesh. Good thing my table is contact paper because that's stuck down. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me show you the back. This adhesive is very sticky. And then I'll grab my dimensionals. I'll make sure to secure that ribbon down because there are parts that aren't stuck to the adhesive I stuck down on the paper. So I just use the dimensionals to secure that. And then I'll do a couple more dimensionals to balance it out. Oh, I guess I should put this together before I can attach it. And then I'm gonna attach these pieces to my card base. So we'll start out with the larger one, the designer paper. And I'm doing another angle thing. I've seen that when a lot of times when other people layer designer papers, they do it at an angle or at angles like I am. And I think that is to let more of the paper underneath show. So there's that. And then now I can add my circle image, like my focal point basically. I trimmed my fingernails yesterday. Right there, something like that. I mean, it's kind of different on every card, so you just see how it looks on that card. And then I want the greeting here, so I only want Stampin' Dimensionals on the right hand side because they'll be on, it will partly be on this lifted up side. So a couple there, and then adhesive on the left, and then place it on the card. So it covers up part of my ice cream, but yet it lets this ribbon show. And then all I need to add is my rhinestones. And we'll be done. See what y'all think. I'm looking for my take your pick tool. Oh, and then I have the bonus projects to show you. So, small, medium, and large. There you go. There's my original. Just made these yesterday. Thank you, Robin. I love this set. I love the paper. The ribbon is really pretty. Oh, I said I was going to kind of show you how, I mean, it is striped, but it's not like it's printed stripes. It's just that the way the fabric is. Hopefully that makes sense. So you can see my angles are a little different here. And the ribbon is shorter here, but that was actually an accident and I was too lazy to go back and make it longer. So I wanted it to be longer than this piece. Here are the other two cards. You're so cool. Don't forget, if you are watching this on replay or you just, you know, came in here at the last minute, you can still comment and or share, and then comment that you shared so you can be entered to win the cards from today. I have extra samples to show you, so I'm sure many of you, thank you. Elizabeth, we don't know if this set will carry over, but demonstrators get to see the new catalog, the new annual. This is the current annual. Retiring list comes out March 24th. On March 24th, we get to see this new catalog online. So then we can see if this stamp set is in the catalog or not. We have, at this moment, we have no clue. No way to know if it's going to carry over. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Pat. Thanks, Diane. Carrie, glad you love it. Thank you, Sue. So, some of you may have seen this before already on Pinterest or thought of it yourself. I had to see it on Pinterest to think of it. But you can make the scoop into Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse. So here's a card I threw together, really. And I also think that this font is kind of like, excuse me. Ooh, that came on suddenly. The Disney font, right? So there's also a thank you in the same font. Treat Yourself has that font, and You Melt My Heart. Those four have that font. It's probably not exactly if you compare it, but if someone's not like looking at a Disney product, they might think it's pretty good. I want to show you how I made the bow, because we have, well, the only one I could find, we have one little bow in our hippo set, but to me it was too small for her. So I'm going to show you what I did, and we're actually using this technique in the Retreat in a Box on a completely different card. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to tell you about this before that. There is Wink of Stella on the bow, but I don't know if you can see it in the video. I can't tell if you can see it. Maybe you can. Kind of looks glittery down here. And anyway, I don't remember if there was anything else. So I wanted a bow. I did what I always do. I went on Pinterest and I went on Google and I searched Minnie Mouse, and I was like, oh, her bow is like that. It's like, yeah, different than some of the bows we have, and et cetera, et cetera. Then I searched Stampin' Up or Minnie Mouse punch art, and I found lots of ideas, but I didn't find one like this. So let me tell you what I did. I took this butterfly duet, and I punched out a butterfly, the small one. I guess it might work with the big one, I don't know. Although the big one is a different shape, so I don't know. Anyway, and then I trimmed off the bottom, and then I tested it to just punch at the very edge, and I did not like that. It's too straight at the bottom. So when I cut it, I go in right where the wings go in, and I may not do this well, but just because this background is not good for cutting on for me. But it's just at a slight curve, and that's what I did. So hopefully that helps you if you want to make a Minnie Mouse. There might be a better solution out there that I don't know of, but I wanted to make a bow for my Retreat in a Box for this guy or girl, and that's what I came up with. So put it there. Thank you, Lori. I did that thing because, you know, lots of people just come up with this stuff on their own naturally, and we're like, how do they do that? So I just looked at, because the way I have my punches stacked, I can look at these images here, and I was looking at every single punch I own. Can something be a bow? And that's how I decided to try that. So there's that. Hope you like that. Here are some more samples using this product, which I've received these from other people. A lot of them are not, like, the names aren't on here, although I know April made this one. April McCrite colored that ribbon there with the Stampin' Blends. That's that same white ribbon I used. Here's another one. This was from, I think, my Stampa stack. It's another fun fold. It's a Z fold. These are called Z fold cards, by the way. I think this one also was from a Stampa stack I did. There's still a sticky note in there about how to cut the paper. Also, this one was from Stampa stack. More sticky notes. We colored the rhinestones with the Blackberry Bliss Stampin' Blend on that one, so they're purple. Here's one from a swap. Here's one from a swap. Was looking, it's just got that on the inside, but it's very heavy, so I was seeing if it had something else. I'm not sure. That might be thick white, but I don't know why it's so heavy. And this was from my Stamp-A-Stack. So you can make birthday hats out of these. I just didn't on any of my cards for some reason. I did do banners in the retreat though. And one other quick tip that I saw from another demonstrator, I'll just do it on this white paper, but you can make, so you punch, I don't know if it's the same as like when I did that bow, if you should punch a little higher and trim it, but you can punch this portion of the bottom portion of the scoop, and it makes like a scallop, I don't know what that's called, but that part of the party hat. So, okay, that's what I have for y'all today. I hope you liked it. Now, when I turn the camera like this, I can't really quickly bring it back up to say bye to you with my face because I have to take it off the stand and all that stuff and flip it. So, I'm going to say bye from here. I hope you guys have a great day, great week. It is Thursday. And then I hope to see you back here next Thursday at 9 a.m. Central Time. Thank you guys very much. If I miss saying hi to anybody, that's me. Don't take it personal. And I do try to go back and say hi to the people I missed in real life or in live. And thank you, Diana. And anyway, never take that personal because it's just me. So I will see you guys later. Bye. Of course, I can't touch the button when it's clipped in my phone. Bye.